It's all about sandwich making here on Daytime, and you can tell by the look of this, we're not talking about your regular PB&J here. We're talking elegant finger sandwiches. We're talking high tea from the British Isles. And joining us with some great recipes for these sandwiches are, I wouldn't call them recipes, but I guess so. We're here with the chef and owner of 5-Star Gourmet Cooking, Raymond. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, these are great looking things.
Well, thank you so much. It's not as hard as it looks.
You know, and we were talking about this before, because we'll get started here, but we're talking about the sandwich coming from the British Isles.
And it's an interesting story. What it was the fourth Earl of Sandwich, John Montague, was a notorious gambler. And he used to like to go from pub to pub on these marathons, and he would never eat dinner. So one day he told one of his manservants, take some meat and put it between some slices of bread for me and bring it over.
So he didn't have to leave the card table.
Leave the table. The other gamblers saw it and said, I'll have what Sandwich is having, and it turned into bring me a sandwich.
There we go.
And that's how we started with that.
History is made.
Yeah, history is made. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make a couple different kinds of variations. What I'm going to start with here is I have a little smoked salmon.
It looks like it.
Which I mixed with some cream cheese and some fresh dill. And I'm going to use a little bit of this raisin bread, because the raisin bread, the sweetness in it offsets a little bit the saltiness of the thing. So why don't you spread that on there first, Matt?
Great. No, that's an immediate question. I can see people going, salmon with raisins?
Oh, it's delicious.
Is this heresy, or is it? No, I like the combinations. That's what really can make...
Well, this is it. There's an unlimited amount of combinations you can do with this. You know, just use your imagination here.
I don't know. Did I go too thick with this?
Perfect.
But it seems to be holding very nicely.
Exactly what you want. We'll put this right over here.
Yeah, we'll have to tell the people when they write in about the consistency, because it's not going to slide off your sandwich.
Okay, what we do with this one is we're going to try and cut it like this a little bit and make a nice shape out of it. You can make all sorts of different shapes. I brought some punches here to show you. I have star punches, heart punches, and circular punches.
Well, I know a lot of 8-year-olds who are going to be very happy to see the crust go off this sandwich.
Okay, and then what we're going to do here is you want to always have a knife with you, I mean a cloth rather, to wipe your knife off. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut it into 2 pieces here.
Okay.
Then we set them on a little bit of an angle. And we cut this way like this. Turn it around the other way. Wipe your knife every time if you can.
We're going for elegant here on the Daytime Edition, folks.
Wind up with a beautiful diamond shape. Like this.
Great. Now, yeah, it's funny because I was looking at the diamonds. You had them on the original tray that we saw.
Now, what you want to know about when you make tea sandwiches is that you have to have a nice wet rag to keep them moist, because if you put them on the tray as you're making them, they'll dry out. And you can make them the night before, put a wet towel on them, wrap them up, and they'll be fine.
Excellent point.
Okay?
Very good.
Now, I have some other ones that I made here, and I'm going to show you how.
And you called these tea sandwiches, I called them finger sandwiches for high tea.
We call them...
High tea is another story, because when I go to the British Isles, or I go to London, or I go to Hong Kong, or someplace like that, was a British territory, they keep the tradition going, and I love it.
Yeah, well, what that was all about was that in the 1700s, the middle class, the working class, used to have high tea in the afternoon. And but they call it high tea not because it was in the afternoon, but because they would sit on stools and stand up, and they would take their tea standing, so they called it high tea.
Because I've heard of high tea and low tea, and I had no idea what the difference was.
You throw the Earl of Sandwich into the mix, and you wind up with tea sandwiches.
I'm a believer in history, especially history that tastes good. I like
now
this.
What we did in here was I took some baked Virginia ham,
and
I took some brie cheese. I let the cheese get a little soft. I spread it on this nice 5-grain bread here, and then we take our star punch.
Okay.
We press down nice and even on it, all the way through.
Yes, we know that star for 5-Star Gourmet. If you look on the display, and now I just peel it off as I go.
Peel it right off as you go.
I like the crumbs here. This is like baking a cake or something.
Pop it right off like this,
okay,
and you have a beautiful star. Like I say, you want to keep the...
I've got talent here. I didn't
You're
realize
incredible.
it.
I never saw anything like it in my life.
Goodness.
Now what you want to do is just keep it nice and moist. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make another one here. This is like more of a...
Talk to me about some of the things I see here right up. I see like the salmon and dill.
Okay, what we have there is, this is watercress cream cheese.
Watercress cream cheese?
The classic watercress.
And what's...
This over here is ginger barbecue chicken. All the recipes are on Channel 12 website.
Yeah, we'll give them the website.
Or you can go to www.5stargourmet.com and get them over there too. Okay, now what we're going to do with this one is here. This is what we're going to do on white bread. Now what you want to do with this one here is, we took some cream cheese and some watercress, a little bit of rice wine vinegar, to go with the cucumber. We use a hydroponic cucumber, which is a cucumber that doesn't have many seeds in it.
Right, you see these in the stores. I like it. It's a little more expensive, but it's just, I usually take the seeds out of the other ones, and this is pretty good.
It's not very watery. It holds up very, very well. We just spread a little bit of this watercress cream cheese on it. We put a little salt and pepper to season it nice. Then what you want to do is you want to take the cucumber, you want to, whoops, slip little fella. You want to peel it and cut it into long slices approximately the size of the bread.
I think these cucumber sandwiches are great. The first time I tasted them in Europe, and it's like much better than eating lettuce. There's real taste to these things,
Yeah,
and they still give you that good.
That's why we put a little bit of that rice wine vinegar in there to go with the cucumber.
All right.
So, again, you want to cut the edges of the crust off.
Rice wine, that's right. That's how the Japanese pickle their cucumbers, and that's one of the pickles I like in
So
Japan.
we slip
as a
that
matter
in
of
there.
fact.
That's right. You got to take a little bit of that methods from everyone and kind of put them together to make these eclectic dishes.
Eclectic. We are sometimes very eclectic here on Daytime as
we're
well.
delicious.
I use that word, and I have a lot of people scratching their heads, but it means varied, mixture, to keep
Then what you
everything
want to do,
lively.
you want to slice it the way the cucumber was laid in the sandwich.
Very good point.
Okay, that's why we cut them in long slices like that,
Right down the middle.
right down the middle there.
And we've got, I like the look of this here. Once again, we put it with a damp wrap so that we can keep it looking moist and tasty.
Now what I think we're going to do is we're going to have Matt put one of these little trays together for us.
Now, I don't know if you have one more to do, but if you want to whip it up quick.
Sure, we can put another one up there, no problem. Here's a tray for you, Matt, if you want to put some nice tea sandwiches
Well,
together
you've
for
got
us.
some great ones here. I'm going to go with, I've never been so stuck to eat something. The brie and the ham, the stars. Thanks very much for joining us here on Daytime, and stay tuned. We have more coming up after
Bye for
this.
now.